Everyone, today I'm gonna try out Blue-Eyed Control in the new standard, and we get some nice little upgrades. We got Console the Star Charts, which is a new impulse slash memory deluge. Uh, Looks at a couple cards on turn 2, 4 cards on turn 4. You get to pick 2 when you pay the kicker instead of just 1, and then in a late game you kind of see your entire deck. Not really, but you can see 9, 10 cards, pick 2, and probably close the game. You still have stock up, and you've got the new lockdown for all people who thought they were done with lockdown. They printed a new one, arguably better. It lets you hit artifacts and creatures. I guess it can be a win condition too. There's the sack ability that gives you 2/2s and lets you play Seam Rip, which is another one of the new cards. So the non-bow was often between a lockdown and portable hole. In Pioneer, for instance, you had to choose which one you wanted to play because playing both was really awkward. But Starcage only hits artifacts and creatures, so it means your Seam Rip lives. The downside is there are a few enchantments like Idyllic's Props Memory, whatever that card's called, the 2-mana enchantment that grows creatures and draws a card. That card can be a pain. But yeah. Besides that, kind of your usual suspects. There's a lot of tuning to be done, as always. I'm not a fan of Get Lost. I'm gonna try 4 copies of Get Lost today. I usually do my best to not play Get Lost at all. For people who know me, who've watched my stream, who've watched me play control decks, I'll go really out of my way to not have to play that card. I'll do things like not play Get Lost, maybe play 4 Seam Rapes, more Day of Judgments. Upside of Get Lost is there are some good planeswalkers in the format. There's Kaido, which can be a nightmare, literally, and people board in Rawl. If you play the Mayor, getting rid of an Elspeth is nice. So let's try Get Lost. You still have the old synergy with Lockdown, which means that your Star Cage gets rid of the maps that Get Lost leaves behind. In my experience, that didn't come up very often. The whole like, oh, you give them the maps, but then you lock down. Not really how it plays out. So we'll see. And then the mana, not being too greedy, 2 fields, 2 Fountain Port. You do have, double white on turn 3 and double blue if you're trying to cast 3 steps ahead. So kept it at kind of a minimum. And then sideboard, there's creatures for the mayors, flash creatures for matchups where you want to board out your sweepers. And Graveyard Hate, more Seam Rips. Devout Decree can be nice against Kaido, can be nice against Vivi and Ral, and some extra counters. I'm not too sure what to expect yet. Alright, I need to grab these cards. Drafted a bunch, but haven't opened any of these cards yet. That will be my 4th game of Standard. I've played a couple for the channel. Was the Mono White Live game deck that went well. I played another match just for fun the other day on stream. I won as well. So far I'm gone. Right. Sometimes OBS does this little thing where it decides to wait, what? That one was working. Which one is it using now? Oh, it's using 6, yeah. Alright, I go first. Great hands. Especially on the play. Encourage. I'll be back in a second. There I am. Alright. Candy Trail and his sack kid gain a life. I gotta get rid of it. Try to slow them down. Save chart, of course, for later. I'm guessing this is not gonna hit a ton. What are their 2-mana ones? Mostly removal and stuff. Not. Then let's name white here. Oh, great play by me. Could be someone who just doesn't want to play against blue-white control, I guess. Negate's probably good. I think Time-Biter Curiosity works well in these matchups. If they're playing the artifact deck, I can cut Day of Judgment. Maybe bring in the Seam Reps. Stroke is good. Counters Battlefront. This doesn't hit artifacts, so let's cut the Get Lost. And then let's cut maybe Bisa. Doesn't seem that great. I used to have 4 Time-Biter in my sideboard. The old format. Could still see wanting 4 Tidebinders. Let's see. I guess if they were allergic to blue, I would have scooped during negate. I'm not gonna be greedy, I'm just gonna pin it. I think I just want lands. The Iron Crag. One mana for 2 mana. Pretty nice. I used to have an Ultima too in my I think I had 1 Ultima main, 1 Ultima sideboard, but with Starcage it's kind of hard to play Ultima now. Could have Ultima in the sideboard just for this matchup. The Bay, they're actually dodging. Alright, I have to take the lane here. Second Starcage. Then they need a cheap artifact, or they could resolve a battlefront. I'm just gonna let them Bay. Not great though, not a great spot. We can like get Curiosity in play, slow them down a bit, and just maybe hardcast the River Regent. Bounce their tokens. That's one of the decks I want to try. The blue-white deck, the blue-white artifact deck got a lot of new potential cards. Nothing they're playing right now though. Okay, they have another synthesizer. That's not great for me. Oh wait, Starcade is really good against synthesizer. Never mind. Okay, I'm dumb. Now we're in pretty decent shape. Probably gonna get another one. Can Curiosity into Starcage. Start drawing some cards, hopefully snowball. Oh, they got another Bay. Okay. Starcage could come in handy. Bricks, yeah. Maybe they're getting second Bay to play around Starcage. They're like, okay, no point in making a million token if they're just gonna get exiled every time. What's that do? Does that fraud or anything? No. And bounce my own. Let's see. I could bounce token and synthesizer, maybe. Let's try that. Or I almost definitely want to bounce the synthesizer. Yeah, I'll just bounce the token for now. I'm not sure if bouncing onto the free mana artifacts really does a ton for me. Can I get out of this mess? I'm not sure. It's a pretty cool card. I never tried it in the artifact deck. Steam just Wars and Perilous Snare, a little greedy. Nice. Our side's pretty cool too. I wonder how far up the chain they go. Tidebinder. I mean, it's so late for that, but let's see. Still tricky, at least. They don't have much stack anymore. Alright. I'm gonna save my cage. Just gonna say go here, I think. Keep Tidebinder man up. You're down to kind of few resources. I think I'm turning the corner. Alright. Okay. Need just a bunch of Tidebinders. We'll eventually get them. So what does that do? Whenever you have... Alright, I guess I should bind that. Now I can sack it, and I'm not sure I get my... I wonder if I get my... I'm assuming I get my Curiosity, though. Yeah, I do. That's a good draw. I'm gonna be a little greedy, but not really, because I'm gonna just grab a land, I think, untap land. And this will have counterspell plus Sidebinder. I'll let them have that, it's fine. Try to counter the Bay. Elspeth. I'm being not too greedy. All scared money, but I think I'm far enough ahead. Probably if I use Tidebinder. They just sagged the one I Tidebinder was base, so they might be out of 4 though. They probably don't play a lot of 4 mana ones. They kept on top. 4. Do this. Get an attack in. And then let's play the Fountain Port. Oh wow. That was a good draw. That was pretty damn decent. Ooh, the relic is nice too. Alright, I think I got. Yeah, it's the turn I didn't kick the free steps ahead. Could have also just used Tidebinder on Elspeth, maybe that was a better play. Right, at least they didn't trigger since either was the cheap cards. Oh, I didn't have the anchorage. I also had a no more lies. That was stupid. Alright, it's fine. Yeah, just stick to the plan. I'm basically trying to curve out, I guess. Just not fall behind and snowball. Could have maybe won that game if I played less cautious. Was a free step sad. I'm just gonna use my mana. I'll kind of see consult for. Oh, well, even better. I'll play on tap land just in case they do nothing. Relic. I'm just gonna counter it. Since clearly they're stuck. I really don't like really don't like it when you mess with their mana. Feels a little light for that matchup. I honestly think it's worse having an ultimate. It's a Nunbo with Star Cage, but the games go long. You go, that deck's gonna be popular. Not sure that flanker is gonna do a ton for me. I have a couple of rips already. The games go super long. I'm sure the games play out a lot the way that second game played out, where they just slowly take over. Or you could just have more Tidebinders. I have Voice of Victory for the mirror, but maybe just having a pile of Tidebinder is better. Just more versatile. Works well with Curiosity. Voice of Victory also works really well with Curiosity though, so... Alright. Good hands. Mirror match. Artifact deck. Maybe the blue-white. Like creature deck. I wanted to play Archive though. Well, it looks like a little mirror match. I don't think my Bertrand's anything special in the mirror. Guess I'll cast it, try and find a counter spell. Stick a land. Lord and no more lies. Demo Field's probably also pretty good. Then Starcage can go. The idea is to not let them just use Fountain Port, I guess. Make them have a counter. So let's see go. I don't think casting B-set is much for me. Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, I wish I'd kept that demolition field. Made us short-sighted. Land drop's never bad either. I did draw like another no more lies, which is so unfortunate. Alright. Can we dig out of the hole? They're getting kind of free value of Fountain Port. And I made another token, okay. Using land drops and making tokens just kind of bad, honestly. Especially when there's Starcage, Day of Judgment, Besa, like... Doesn't seem like a winning proposition. Let's see... Might just make a treasure. Don't really want to get the consult countered at this point. Let's see. Let's play Jeff. Guess I should have played the planes before. I was all greedy to try and play the Citadel on this turn. Yeah, I mean, more Fountain Ports and Demo feels probably pretty good in the mirror. But it insect to draw there. They're also like not playing very well here, I think. Overlord, couple of 2/1 flyers. Let's counter that. Okay, I was gonna say, I don't have no more lives anymore, but unless they just drew it. 3 steps ahead for 3 steps ahead, I can live with that. Let's play the Citadel first to get an extra card. Elspeth and stock up probably. Let's take Anchorage and Dark Age. Okay. Okay, let's see. Don't want to keep dirtling here. 2, 3. Let's do this first. Okay, let's get rid of the Overlords. Do get to draw 2 cards if they want to. They've been using these Fountain Ports pretty poorly though. Hopefully they keep doing so. Surely. Finally. You could have drawn 2 cards anyways, even without the Nats just stacking the 2 on, so... Alright, hopefully Anchorage take over.
More heroes for the cause.
That's...
There's a bright future ahead.
As there was Get Lost. I mean, I guess I have no more lives for Get Lost, but I should have maybe made the tokens right away. As they're debating whether they should Get Lost to Anchorage or to Elspeth. It's getting countered, buddy. Doesn't matter what you target.
Ranks grow.
Get 2 maps, which is nice. Well, this little break is brought to you by my sponsors, Ultimate Guard and TCG Player. Ultimate Guard has best sleeves in the business, amazing deck boxes, cool designs. Check them out. If you live in Europe, you can shop directly on their website and you can use my codes Nassif 15%. think there's the links in the description in the comments. Yeah. It's good for the whole next year. You can use it as many times as you want if understood things properly. So check them out. And then TCG players, if you live in the US, it's a marketplace. Find your cards.
I welcome all allies.
Buy cards, sell cards. Ugin. Wow. That is brutal. That is a way of getting rid of Elspeth. I might still be okay.
Light will shine.
I should be able to get rid of their Elspeth. I think might as well block right away. Could keep one to try and put a map on it. I'll just block them. Yes. Let's see. I'm gonna get 2 more maps.
I must retreat.
Just keep using the maps or save some for next turn. Also, should I use C-Rip on just a 1-1? I don't think it's getting better, right? You know what, maybe I should have demoed field first. That's all loose. Stock up means they can't counter my region next turn. Alright, let's see. Start by drawing some cards. Expect to have no more lives. Alright, what now? Could consult for a lot, but that seems bad. I don't think there's anything I want to really demolition field right now, so. Sure. How big is Regent? It's like a 6-7. I guess I should both make them 5 power. I'm silly, they're at 5. Alright, you've got a lot of cards, a lot of mana. I'm in my happy place, the blue-white mirror. Prize when I lose, it's like an ego bruise. Oh. I have double lethal with counterspell backup. I mean, I have lethal with counterspell backup. There's not much to think about here. Good job. Alright, so I have 6 mana. Well, then guessing chart, of course, makes a ton of sense. Or consult the star charts. People were making fun of me on the stream the other day because I kept saying chart a course. Consult the star charts. Why would you make such a good card and give it such a long name? Just consult, I guess. Alright, buddy, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Yawn. Install the chart for 2, actually. They have something and just finally get lost. Why? Why did he slow down so much? They got me. They broke me. I mean, we have 1 game left. Unless they're off it. Yeah, these ladder players, they gotta toughen up. The mental game is, Maybe just lost connection, you know, and I'm being a jerk. Alright, Tidebinder in, Curiosity, Negate, Stroke, Voice. And then cut the sweepers. It's all dangerous, obviously, to cut all the sweepers, but still I like sideboard, just try and snowball. Seamrip could be good if you know they have voice. But I guess I'm just gonna keep the Get Losts. Base that's probably like pretty mid, actually. Maybe keeping 1 day is just better. Can't find your deck. Decks with missing cards or other errors appear at the bottom of the list. True. Let me know in the comments what kind of content you want to see on this this channel. I'm gonna try and keep it, you know, somewhat short. I was aiming for like 20-30 minutes vid. Obviously, we're already at 45, but like under an hour. I'll try to do some edited content when I have time. But, if it's just going to be one deck, a match or two, could be a deck too, like could be basically as long as I can just record and upload and not have to go through the editing process. I'm willing to explore, try things, see how content does. I could do like deck list review. I could go over challenges results, tournament results. I could ramble on some old stuff like old coverage or old deck lists, which could be also cool to do edited videos about like past Pro Tours or like history of deck building, some of the most famous decks. But I'm guessing most of the content will be just arena ladder, draft, standard. Especially standard right now. There's the RCQ season going on. There's actually an arena championship this weekend too. I'll be playing on stream. Not playing the championship, but playing my own tournaments and then doing a watch party in between rounds. Alright, looks like we lost my opponent. It's good, it gave me time to talk a bit. Well, there you go. Play blue-white control and get free wins because people can't take it. Even actual blue-white control players. They're like, no, I'm the only one who can play blue-white. A lot of the lists I've seen online only had 2 consulted charts. I don't know if it's because the card was new and they weren't sure, or they legit think it's too much for consult or stock up. But yeah, there was a list that standard list that won a second in challenge, won a challenge. That was the list. Had the whale, had free region, free Miss Moore's, no B-set, 2 Elspeth, only 2 consults, a 4 get lost. Pretty similar. Their mana base is way more colored mana, like no fountain port, no demo field. Oh no, never mind. 4 fountain ports, no demo field. No sunken citadel. Maybe it's better to just have old fountain port and no demolition field. Then their sideboard is all different. I'm not sure which decks all these cards are for. If you're not going to play Ultima, it might be nice to have like an Exorciser or 2 for the artifact deck. Pretty reasonable choices. And then there's a couple 5-0 lists. This is all more similar to my sideboards. No curiosities though. Alright, we won. And then that last list, Aeron has a slightly different mix. Star Commando, Flash Freeze, Conqueror. But yeah, if you made it this far, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the vid. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Take care.